Australia's working holiday visas, Subclass 417 and Subclass 462, are popular options for young travelers who want to explore the country while supporting their stay through short-term employment. Here's an overview of each. Subclass 417, Working Holiday Visa, is available to passport holders from select countries, mostly from Europe and a few other regions. The age limit is generally 18 to 30 years, though some countries allow up to 35. It initially allows a stay of up to 12 months, with the option to extend for a second or third year by completing specified work in regional areas. For second and third year extensions, applicants must complete 88 days or 6 months of specified work in industries such as agriculture, construction, or mining. You can study for up to 4 months. Subclass 462, Work and Holiday Visa, is for travelers from a different set of countries, including the US, China, and a range of countries in Asia, Latin America, and Europe. It generally requires proof of educational qualifications, English language proficiency, and in some cases, a letter of government support. The age limit is the same as Subclass 417. It has a similar duration and work requirement, with an initial 12-month stay and options for extension through specified work. The study limit is also the same as Subclass 417. General requirements for both subclasses include standard health examinations and police checks, as well as evidence of sufficient funds for the initial stay and proof of onward travel, or funds for it. Both visas allow participants to work in various industries, which help support Australia's regional workforce, especially in sectors like agriculture and tourism. Employer-sponsored visas in Australia, such as the Temporary Skill Shortage (TSS) visa, Subclass 482, Skilled Employer-Sponsored Regional Provisional Visa, Subclass 494, and other emerging visas like the Skills in Demand visa, are designed to fill skill gaps in the Australian labour market. The Temporary Skill Shortage (TSS) visa, Subclass 482, allows Australian employers to address skill shortages by sponsoring overseas workers for positions they cannot fill locally. It has 3 streams: the short-term stream for occupations on the Short-Term Skilled Occupation List, ST-SOL, allowing for a stay of up to 2 years, or 4 years if an international trade obligation applies. The medium-term stream for occupations on the Medium and Long-Term Strategic Skills List, MLTSSL, allowing for a stay of up to 4 years with a pathway to permanent residency after 3 years. And the labor agreement stream for employers who have a labor agreement with the government with terms specific to the agreement. Requirements include being nominated by an approved Australian employer, having relevant skills, experience, and qualifications for the position, and meeting English language requirements. The medium-term stream provides a pathway to permanent residency through the Employer Nomination Scheme, Subclass 186, after 3 years. The Skilled Employer-Sponsored Regional Provisional Visa, Subclass 494, targets skilled workers for positions in regional areas to help address skill shortages and boost regional development. It is valid for up to 5 years with a pathway to permanent residency through the Permanent Residence Skilled Regional Visa, Subclass 191, after 3 years. Eligibility requires sponsorship by an employer in a designated regional area. The occupation must be on the Regional Occupation List, and applicants must meet relevant skills assessment and English language requirements. This visa provides a pathway to permanent residency, especially attractive for skilled workers in high-demand regional occupations. The Skills in Demand visa is a new initiative aimed at streamlining the process for high-demand occupations, particularly in critical industries experiencing severe shortages, likely prioritizing occupations on the Priority Migration Skilled Occupation List, PMSOL, and may offer faster processing times and pathways to permanent residency. Specific details and criteria for this new visa are still pending as of late 2024. General requirements for employer-sponsored visas include employer sponsorship, skills assessment, English language proficiency, and standard character and health checks. These visas help employers recruit skilled workers in industries facing labor shortages, ensuring a steady supply of talent in critical roles. The training visa, subclass 407 in Australia, allows individuals to participate in occupational training and professional development activities with an Australian employer, organization, or government agency. This visa is often used to enhance skills in a specific occupation, improve existing skills, or attend workplace-based training programs that meet international standards. The purpose of this visa is to enable individuals to participate in structured workplace-based training, helping them gain skills, knowledge, and experience related to their current occupation or field of study. It is used by businesses to train their staff in certain areas or prepare them for upcoming roles. Eligibility requirements include nomination by an Australian organization, with types of eligible training, including workplace-based training to enhance skills in an occupation on the Medium and Long-Term Strategic Skills List, MLTSSL, professional development training for overseas employees invited to undertake professional development in Australia, and capacity building training for government-sponsored training programs, or training essential to regional or national development needs. Applicants must have skills and experience that relate to the training, and in some cases, relevant qualifications or at least 12 months of experience in the occupation may be required. Standard health and character checks apply. The visa is typically granted for up to 2 years, depending on the length of the training program. This visa does not provide general work rights. Participants are only allowed to work in relation to the training program specified in the application. Study is allowed as part of the training, but only if it aligns with the purpose of the training visa. This visa is generally not a direct pathway to permanent residency. However, after completing training, applicants may apply for other visas if they meet the eligibility requirements. Applicants may need to demonstrate English proficiency, especially if their training involves customer-facing roles, or if specified by the sponsoring organization. The benefits of the training visa include skill development, career progression, and international exposure. It is ideal for individuals or employees who want to undertake structured training in Australia to further their careers. The student visa, subclass 500, allows international students to study full-time at a recognized Australian educational institution. This visa is highly flexible, covering a range of study options from primary school to postgraduate research, and it allows students to live in Australia for the duration of their course. Key features of the student visa, subclass 500, include eligibility requirements such as enrollment in a course registered on the Commonwealth Register of Institutions and Courses for Overseas Students, CRECOS, demonstrating a genuine intention to stay in Australia temporarily for study, showing evidence of sufficient funds to cover tuition, travel, and living expenses, meeting minimum English language requirements, and completing standard health checks and police clearances. The duration of this visa is typically granted for the duration of the study program, plus additional time after course completion. And for longer courses, it may be issued for up to 5 years. Regarding work rights, during the study period, students can work up to 48 hours per fortnight while their course is in session, and unlimited work hours are allowed during scheduled course breaks. Family members accompanying postgraduate research students may have unlimited work rights. Certain family members can accompany the student, provided they meet the visa conditions and requirements, and dependents have certain study and work restrictions, depending on the primary applicant's course and level of study. Students and any family members must hold Overseas Student Health Cover, OSHC, for the duration of their stay in Australia, which covers medical and hospital expenses. After completing their studies, students may be eligible for a temporary graduate visa, subclass 485, to gain work experience in Australia, and based on qualifications and work experience, students can later explore pathways to permanent residency through skilled migration or employer-sponsored visas. Minimum English language proficiency may vary depending on the course level and educational institution, and applicants may need to submit scores from accepted tests unless exempted. The course types covered by Subclass 500 include primary and secondary school courses, vocational education and training courses, higher education courses, English language intensive courses for overseas students, postgraduate research programs, and non-award courses. The benefits of the student visa include study flexibility, work experience, and post-study opportunities. The student visa, Subclass 500, is an excellent choice for international students looking to experience world-class education and gain valuable work and cultural. The Employer Nomination Scheme, ENS Visa, Subclass 186, is a permanent residency visa that allows skilled workers to live and work in Australia, sponsored by an Australian employer. This visa is designed to fill critical skill shortages and is popular among employers who want to retain talented overseas employees permanently. Key features of the Employer Nomination Scheme visa, Subclass 186, include several streams available. The direct entry stream for applicants who have the skills and qualifications for an occupation on the relevant skilled occupation list, but may not have previously worked in Australia. The temporary residence transition, TRT, stream for applicants who already hold a temporary skill shortage, TSS visa, Subclass 482, or a similar visa and have worked with their sponsoring employer for at least 3 years in the nominated occupation. And the labor agreement stream for applicants sponsored by an employer under a formal labor agreement with the Australian government, generally used for highly specialized or sector-specific skill shortages. Eligibility requirements include sponsorship by an Australian employer, where applicants must be nominated by an approved Australian employer. The nominated occupation must be on the Medium and Long-Term Strategic Skills List, MLTSSL, or covered under a labor agreement. A skills assessment is required for the direct entry stream, where applicants must demonstrate that they have the skills and qualifications necessary for the nominated occupation. The direct entry stream generally requires at least 3 years of relevant work experience. Applicants must meet English language requirements unless exempt, typically an IELTS score of at least 6 in each band or equivalent, and standard health checks and police clearances are mandatory. The Subclass 186 visa grants permanent residency to successful applicants, allowing them to live and work in Australia indefinitely. Visa holders have access to Medicare, educational benefits, and may sponsor eligible family members for residency. After obtaining permanent residency and fulfilling residence requirements, Subclass 186 visa holders may be eligible to apply for Australian citizenship. Applicants can include eligible family members, such as a spouse or dependent children, in their application, and they are granted the same permanent residency benefits if the application is approved. The direct entry stream is ideal for skilled workers outside Australia or those who do not qualify for the TRT stream. The temporary residence transition stream is primarily for individuals who have held a TSS visa, Subclass 482, for 3 years with the same employer, making it a common pathway for TSS visa holders to transition to permanent residency. The labor agreement stream is tailored for those working in industries with formal labor agreements. Benefits of the Employer Nomination Scheme. Visa include a clear route to permanent residency for skilled workers with Australian employer sponsorship. Work flexibility, allowing visa holders to work for their sponsoring employer and switch employers under certain conditions. Long-term stability, offering settlement opportunities in Australia, and a pathway to Australian citizenship. The temporary activity visa, Subclass 408, allows individuals to come to Australia temporarily to engage in specific types of short-term work and activities that benefit Australia. The temporary activity visa, Subclass 408, allows individuals to come to Australia temporarily to engage in specific types of short-term work and activities that benefit Australia. This visa covers a range of activities, including work in entertainment, research, sports, and religious work, as well as programs critical to Australia's interests, such as COVID-19 pandemic response. Key features of the Temporary Activity Visa, Subclass 408, include several streams available. The Australian Government Endorsed Events, AG, stream is for individuals involved in Australian Government endorsed events, such as the COVID-19 pandemic response, which has allowed essential workers to remain in Australia if they cannot return home. The Special Program stream is for participation in special programs like cultural enrichment, youth exchange, and community programs. The Entertainment stream is for performing in the Australian entertainment industry such as film, television, or live productions. The Sports stream is for high-performance athletes, coaches, and sports officials to participate in training, competitions, or activities that improve their skill levels. The Religious Work stream is for individuals to work in a religious institution and conduct religious activities. The Research stream is for academics to undertake or observe research projects. The Super Yacht Crew stream is for crew members working on super yachts in Australian waters. The Domestic Work for Executives stream is for individuals providing full-time domestic services to senior executives with work visas. Eligibility requirements include sponsorship or support, where applicants generally need a sponsor, which is an approved Australian organization or agency, or, in some cases, a supporter who can attest to the applicant's activities. Applicants must demonstrate a genuine intention to stay temporarily for the purpose of the visa. They must have skills, qualifications, and experience relevant to the purpose of their visit, depending on the visa stream. Standard health and character requirements apply. The visa duration varies depending on the activity and stream, typically between 3 months and 2 years, with certain critical activities potentially extending to 4 years. The visa allows holders to work in activities specified by the visa conditions and for the duration approved. AGE stream holders, such as those engaged in COVID-19 response, may have more flexible work permissions. Some streams allow applicants to include eligible family members, such as a spouse or dependent children, on the visa application, granting them the same visa duration. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the Subclass 408 visa has been widely used to allow workers in essential sectors, such as healthcare, agriculture, and aged care, to remain in Australia if they were unable to return home. Benefits of the Temporary Activity Visa, Subclass 408, include flexibility, as it covers a wide range of activities, making it suitable for individuals with specialized skills or roles. The AG stream offers an option for those who are essential to Australia's workforce, especially during emergencies like the pandemic. It allows skilled individuals to work in specific fields for short durations without requiring long-term commitment. The Temporary Graduate Visa, Subclass 485, allows recent international graduates from Australian institutions to live, study, and work in Australia temporarily after finishing their studies. This visa helps graduates gain valuable work experience in Australia, which may serve as a pathway to other skilled visas. Key features of the Temporary Graduate Visa, Subclass 485, include several streams available. The Graduate Work stream is for international graduates with skills relevant to an occupation on Australia's Medium and Long-Term Strategic Skills List, MLTSSL, valid for up to 18 months, with some flexibility granted to Hong Kong and regional graduates. The Post-Study Work stream is for students who have recently completed a bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degree in Australia, regardless of their field of study, with a duration of 2 to 4 years, depending on the qualification level. The second post-study workstream allows eligible graduates who lived in regional Australia to extend their stay for another 1 to 2 years if they lived, studied, and worked in a designated regional area while on their first temporary graduate visa.